Hi everyone, it's Karen Jean from Ex Libris Crafts. Welcome back to the channel. This is part 7 of our prayer journal, and hopefully it won't be as long as the other videos have been. What I want to do is, yes, see, I didn't show you that bit yet. I made this with the Cricut, with God, all things are possible. Then I outlined it with black marker so that you could actually see what it is. What I'm doing here is, on this page, I'm going to do an like a large coin envelope, one that's like this, with the little tie thing. It shouldn't take us that long to do this. So, because this page measures 5.5 by 7, I cut, this is from that 12 by 12 square of paper, I just cut it down to 6 by 12. That way, if I want to make another one, I have 6 by 12, although I could have made it a little bit bigger, but we're doing 6 by 12. So what I want to do is, I'm putting it here on my large scoreboard, and I'm going to move the camera a little bit so you guys can see what I'm doing. There we go. Hopefully that works. Okay. So the, let me bring back the book. So what I want to do, because this measures 5 inches, I want it to be like, I'm thinking 4.5 inches, right? 4.5 inches would be there. So the, I'm going to score it at 4.5 here. That's my first score line. And you have to make these adjustments depending upon how big your book is. And then I'm also going to score it at 4.25 because I want that room on the bottom. Then I'm scoring it at 9. 4.5 and 4.5 is 9. Right? And then you have all this to fold over. I might trim it down a little bit. And oh, and I'm also going to score it up here at 9 and 1/8. Just 1/8. So we have our first score at 4.25, then 4.5, then 9, and 9 and 1/8. That's how we're scoring that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to make gussets, 2 gussets for each, 1 gusset for each side. And we're going to make it 4 inches by 1 inches. I have these scraps here, and I actually need to cut these down. It's already at 1 inch, so I'm just going to score it at 4 and use my scissors to cut that. Here, score it at 4. Use my scissors. No sense in pulling out a big scoreboard when I could just use my scissors. Okay, where is it? There it is. And then I'm going to score these. They're down at the 1/2 inch mark. I'm just doing a simple V fold here, a V4 on the gussets. I'm not getting fancy and doing, like, making it like a W or an M or anything like that. I'm just doing a simple V fold and folding those in half. Now, something you should think about if you're using double-sided paper is that the scored side of the paper is what's going to get folded in unto itself. So that is why I was scoring this on the plain side, not the polka dot side. Okay, if that makes sense. Now, get my bone folder, and first I'm going to push that up there. Don't really need the bone folder. And then, because I did a good there, right? And this is how you make envelopes. It's like boxes too. If you were, you know, like if I was making a bunch of cards and sending out a box of cards, this is kind of how I would make the box for the cards too. It's a little bit harder on this one, which is just 1/8. There it is. There we go. Oh. Right there. There. And see how that works? And now these are going to get put here. I'm going to glue those down here. And that'll open that way. Maybe I didn't need to score it at a full 1/4 inch on the bottom. Or I could have made this a W instead of a V. But this is what I got, so this is what I'm doing. I'm going to round these corners. Okay, round these corners. With my corner rounder, I'm going to bring you back down this way a little bit. Thank you. I'm going to chomp that there. And I'm going to put, oh, excuse me. There are many different ways you can do this, many different ways. Plopping it down on the edge there. I realize I should have done the other side as well at the same time. Oh. Let's get it all nice and gloppy. And let's get it in there, plopping it down. There. And I'm doing this backwards because I should have first set the paper with the eyelet. If I had been thinking properly. What we can do here. Okay. Make sure that's all nice and, well, it's not going anywhere now. Okay, now we need to reinforce this, we're going to cut, and also if you want, you can cut this down a little bit too. The paper, there's a little bit of edge here from the scoring on the paper. That tells you the quality of the paper. I might have to throw some washi tape on top of that just to reinforce that. I have this pretty washi tape. Just to reinforce it so that it doesn't rip over time, right? And this one, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to apply the tape runner here. I know in my other video I was having trouble with the double-sided tape with the release papers and putting that on washi tape. And after I did that, I was thinking, why didn't I just use my tape gun, my tape runner? So, whoops, upside down, right side up. Let go, let go. And there's that. And I'll do it also on this side. But I'm going off the edge here because I'm not quite sure how far over that washi tape is going to carry. There. there. Well, trim that off. For some reason my scissors doesn't want to trim it off. Okay. Okay. Okay, oh, here we go. All my little leftover bits and bobs. I could just do the plain green because it's going to be here. So we could do plain green, or we can do plain pink. Or what's this? These are bigger pieces. Having trouble picking things up. These are bigger pieces. I don't necessarily want to use the bigger pieces. I want to use the littler pieces. Don't want to use the crosses. I'm only going to do a circle. I could do the a butterfly. Let's see. Sorry, I had to get my smaller hole punches out to see. Also, what I want to do is I want to put a little pocket on the front of this. So we can definitely use this to put the pocket on the front. Right? Just do a little pocket on the front. I don't know. What do you think? What do you say? What do you know? It's paper. Or if we're going to do that butterfly, we could do a pocket of these butterflies, although I'm not too crazy about the colors. We could do, that's what we'll do. That's what we'll do. We're going to do this as the butterfly pocket here. For this, we'll do the butterfly circle. And for down here, we'll use the same paper as a butterfly, as a circle there. So I want to make this one, we can make this one 5.5 by 2.5. Let me get out my cutter again. I have to move the garbage can out of the way so I can get in the drawer. So 5.5 by 2.5. Okay. Put a little notch here for this. 5.5 by 2.5. Flies up and hits me in the face. And this will just be a little slip-in pocket. We're not going to do I think I'm going to round these corners though as well. Probably have that glue covered. It's not covered right now. Okay. There. And I do want to distress ink that, but I do not want to use the blue that I used before, Tropical Tango. Okay. I've used this before in another journal, and I thought it went really well. It's a bit more blue, but it goes well with this paper. So I'm just going to ink the edges here. Right? Okay. Put that aside. Put that away so I don't get ink all over me. Okay, now we're going to just simply glue this. No, we're not going to glue it down yet. I need to figure out where I'm going to put it. Right here. These butterflies look upside down, don't they? I'm going to put this one here, and I'm going to put this one here. Okay. might need to move that one up a little bit. So I need to make the circle. Not sure. No, I think the 1-inch one is too big. I think 1-inch circle is too big. Do a 1/2-inch circle right there. Get my little set. I want to do the little one here. Oh, let me think around this. I have to pick out a nice color for the eyelet as well. I need 2 eyelets. I could do silver because these small ones, I have lots of purple. I have greens, but they're the wrong color green. I think I have white. We could do white. Let's do white. No, that's black. Do white. Okay, let's try these. So I'm going to put that there. I'm going to chomp it with the small one. Hopefully I got it in the middle. Not quite. Not my thing. Oh, I need a bigger hole anyway. I do that all the time. I always start with the small hole and then wind up having to go to the big one. I'm trying to be a little frugal here. There we go. And that looks more like it. Cut the hole. Put it in there. And smack it down. No, I forgot to distress the edges there. Okay. And for this one, I said I was going to do it out of this butterfly, and we're using the smaller. The problem is I cannot get a full butterfly out of this smaller one. Let's see. Not quite. Which is maybe why I should have used the inch hole, although those just look too big to me, so there's that. Put this one here. Chomp it right there in the middle, hopefully. Set the eyelet in the hole. And there. Okay, now, where was I? I was here. I was going to glue this down here. Okay. About there, looks good. Right? We need our string. We've been using yellow for the signatures. I want to use pink on this one though. Okay. Wrap it around here. Did I get it? Okay, I'm gonna come on. And then there. This goes under here. If I can get it under there. There it goes. Right? Like that. See, that's what happens. It gets turned up. Ugh. I'm gonna knot the end of this so it doesn't unravel. Should have did this. Should have knotted the edges. Should have knotted the ends before I twisted it around. That's not what I want. Oh. For God's sake. And there it is. And we're going to place it right here. With some more art glitter glue. Okay, so there's, wait a second, let's make sure that that grabs hold. Okay, so there is a larger pocket because it has the gussets in it. And then if we can get this to work again. There we go. Then there's a pocket in the back. Of course. So that is how we make a gusseted envelope pocket. So there we have it. We're only limited by our own imaginations. Let yours run wild. Thanks for stopping by.